All right, g'day everyone. My name's Andrew Sparke. I'm the baby-faced chairman of a new company called QMines. We, as I say, we're the new kid on the block. We only listed in May last year, but I'm here to tell you about a really exciting story. As I say, it's a new story. It's about copper and it's about Queensland. Okay. We bought this project. It's a historic mine in January of last year. We listed in May, and I'll talk about this a bit more throughout the presentation. But we've already pushed out 2 resource upgrades. That's right, 2 resource upgrades. We've drilled 15,000 metres, and we're hurtling towards our 3rd and 4th resource upgrade, which our 3rd one is imminent as we speak. So we're a team that really likes to move things along quickly, and things are going extremely well. Here we go. Okay. Back. Started from the back, and we'll go to the front. How about we start there? Okay, perfect. So this is a rapidly expanding opportunity, and I think that the key word here is rapid. We like to get things really, really moving. Okay, so this is a high-grade copper and gold historic mine. Okay, as I said, it's in Queensland, and if you look at the map there, you'll see, it's very close to the coast, very close to infrastructure. There's everything we need there to build a modern day mine. Okay, this is obviously an advanced exploration play, being a historic mine. There's lots of historic data here that we've been putting together. But as you'll hear us say a fair bit out there, is we're really working hard to transition this into production quickly. Okay, we do things differently. Okay, you can see we're a younger management team. Many of you guys will know us from our last business. It was called Alt Resources, and basically in a period of about 24 months, we delivered 6 resource updates. That's right, 6 resource updates in 24 months, not 2, 6. We drilled 40,000 metres, a maiden reserve statement, and a full feasibility study before selling it to a large US-based private equity group. So we've executed similar business plans. We're young, we're dynamic, we're hands-on, and we like to get things really moving. Okay, we've got a plan to drill about 30,000 metres at this project. We're already over 15,000 metres in since listing, and as I said, we've already delivered 2 resource updates. Okay, and importantly, we've got 2 that are imminent. Okay, so one, our 3rd resource update will be out very, very soon. And we've got a 4th, which we've already completed the drilling on, which will be out very shortly. So, and as you'll see us talk about, we're not just, we're investors first. We've come from the investment background. I ran a resources fund for a long time, so we know how to execute these business plans quickly. We know how to add value for shareholders, and we've done this before. Okay, thinking differently. Okay, you've heard a lot of presentations today, but I think it's always important to stand out. Okay, we've recently purchased our RC drill rig and 4 trucks. Now, why did we do that? We got a lot of questions around this. Thinking about it differently, we saw inflation taking off at the start of the year. We knew we had to, had a lot of drilling on the horizon. We've almost halved our drilling costs per metre when we're seeing 30 to 40% rises across the industry. So we're thinking differently, and that's really allowing us to minimise our dilution and maximise the reward for our shareholders. Okay, we've bought the land. Okay, so we don't just own the exploration tenure, we own the freehold land as well. We've now purchased 5 rural blocks, small farms, over the complete resource, and that's allowing us to really fast track this business plan. We don't have to coexist with other farmers, with other local groups. We can get in there. We've got the flexibility to drill when we want, to progress things quickly and get things moving. Okay, and sustainability for us is a very important part of our business because we intend to transition this towards production. Okay, so everyone looks at this a bit differently, but for us, this is about we know we have to get things permitted, and we know we have to coexist with with a local farming community. So we want to show that we can develop this sustainably, and we're doing that. We're going really well on that. We're now one of only 3 ASX-listed resources companies that's certified carbon neutral. All right, so we're a 25 million market cap business. We're not BHP, but we're already carbon neutral. This mine site you'll see in the next slide is completely off-grid. We haven't paid a power bill, we haven't paid a water bill. We're using rainwater for our drinking and whatnot. We're using, obviously, solar. We've got 2 small solar farms on site. We've got a wind turbine. We've got a battery backup. You know, we're real doers. So we're really, you know, showing that you can do this cost effectively and you can do this sustainably. And as I say, we think like investors. So, you know, there's lots of pricing catalysts on the horizon, lots of news flow. We kept drilling, kept the drill rods turning when it got tough. We've really seen the reward of that now. Many of you will see our share price. It's trending up. We're really excited about where it's going, and we've got lots of news flow, lots of really significant pricing catalysts, including those 2 imminent resource updates. Okay, but to really understand this opportunity, you've got to understand the geology, and I won't get into it in you know, finite detail, but the one thing I think is worth mentioning is that this is what we call a VHMS deposit, and I've heard a few speakers talk about this, you know, throughout the day. They're known for 2 key characteristics. Okay, number 1, they're the highest value per, you know, copper-bearing deposit style, highest value per tonne. Okay, and that's important. Okay, number 2 is they cluster. Okay, so you see lots of these deposits within a cluster, and we're seeing that here in spades. Okay, if you look closely at this map, you'll see the Mount Chalmers mine site, which is the yellow mine symbol. All our resources at the moment are at the actual mine site. We've now got 3 additional deposits which are already drilled and modelled that aren't in that resource around the mine. You can see there, you know, Woodshaft, Mount Warminster and Botos. You know, so we don't have the same exploration risk that you see in a lot of exploration companies. These deposits will come into resource. We just need to do a little bit of QA/QC work to transition them in. So that's really exciting. That's really what underpins, you know, the fact that we've already delivered 2 resources. We've got another 2 that are imminent, and we've got a further 2 that are on the way. All right. But as you can see, we've got massive exploration upside here. We've now identified 4 extremely large copper and zinc soil anomalies. Okay, we're excited about these, and many of our shareholders, you know, since, you know, identifying these, you know, earlier in the year, have really been, you know, really keen for us to get in and start to drill these. So they're big, and we've called them Mount Chalmers lookalikes because we know that, you know, VMS deposits cluster. Okay, we're about to fly a big EM survey, which will kick off at the end of this month, which will help us with the targeting as we start to move into the region next year. Okay, and as I said, this is moving towards development. We like to do things quickly. Okay, this is a shallow, high-grade deposit. It's been mined. We think, you know, these disturbed sites are going to have a lot better chance of being approved and turn into new mines. We've already done some METs. We had some fantastic results. You know, 97% in the copper, 87.5% in the gold for the bulk of the deposit. You know, it looks fantastic so far. Obviously, we've got to do a bit more work on that. That's a preliminary study, but looks very, very good. And as you can see here, we're beginning with the end in mind. Okay, so we've already got just under 80% of this resource in the measured and indicated category. So we're drilling it like it's going to get mined. Okay. And as we talked about it right at the start, we're not 500 kilometres from the nearest post office. We're right on the coast. We're 25 k's from the coast. We're 20 k's out of Rockhampton. You know, we've got all the infrastructure we need to build a modern day mine, which is going to give us this low capex advantage that'll allow us to really generate, hopefully, some outsized returns for our shareholders. So as I say, this is a new story. We're a young team. We like to get things done. Okay, we don't like watching the grass grow. We move things along aggressively. We've done it before. 25 million market cap with our property, with our drill rig ownership, with our cash. We're probably 15 million enterprise value. This is very, very cheap. This is not investment advice. Obviously, go and talk to your own your financial advisors. But really, I'd encourage you to keep an eye on QMines. It's certainly one to watch. Thanks for your time.